kind of funny because, like, back where I'm from, like, some of my small town friends would always call me earthy. And, like, they're like, oh, you're just so earthy. Like, wow.
So, so you're doing good, Addy?
I am doing good. I'm happy to be outside on this 60-degree day in early March. Spring is in the air.
Welcome to another episode of Pensantes. Today, we have a sensational friend who's the ideal guest for the channel. Someone who's in a thinking mood, very in tune with who she is and where she wants to go. Just one of those people who make those around them better. We talk about origins, art, family, friendship, and life. And if you stick around, you may find out why Addy is her friend's most influential and wanted friend. Birthday's coming up. How do you feel about that?
27. I've honestly never worried about age until this one, which sounds kind of crazy because I'm still young and I'm not one of those people who thinks that getting old is a bad thing. But I don't know, 27 feels different. And I saw somewhere on social media that 27 is like the worst 20s age because you're just in this weird, like, liminal space and you just pretend that you're 30 for 3 more years until you actually are 30. And I kind of feel that. Like, I've been feeling like I'm 30 for a long time, but, I'm not trying to rush my time. But yeah, I feel good about turning 27, but it is kind of weird. Like, I've been really considering what I'm doing, why I'm doing it.
Affinity for being older. Where do you think that comes from for you?
I don't know. I think it was because I was raised by older people. Like, my parents were older, and my grandparents, who I spent a lot of time with, were much older. And I don't know. I feel like I can get along really well with older people, and that's kind of translated to who I am today. Yeah.
What if you could change one really general thing for old people?
Change?
Yeah.
Uh, it was that they would never be lonely. There's nothing more sad to me than a lonely older person. It just breaks my heart. I think that we should take better care of them.
But it does dictate a lot of your future personality, I think.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think has been your biggest influence from the crowd over 45?
Definitely my grandma Rosemary. She was kind of my earliest, like, primary caretaker, and she was just a wonderful woman. I loved her to death, and she loved me to death too. Like, it was really sweet. She would love to feed me, like, delicious sweet food, and I would go over and have sleepovers with her all the time. And for a while there, we lived together, and that was a really special time. But it's hard because, like, I didn't fully appreciate it when I was a kid because, what kid really understands, like, the significance of that time.
Do you think she has any influence on how you see your friend Rosemary?
Definitely, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, because my grandma Rosemary was the only Rosemary I ever knew, and then when Rosemary came into my life in college, it was really sweet. It really reminded me of my grandma, and in a way, like, my favorite qualities of my grandma are also in Rosemary, so
Wow.
it's just a Rosemary thing.
That explains so much. Huh?
It does, yeah. Rosemary's a great name for great people.
What do you think you have learned from ages 25 through 27?
Oh, wow. Well, I've definitely gotten braver as a person, but I'm also feeling that kind of mellow out a little bit because I guess you could say my big move out to Oregon from Indiana and Kentucky was in my mid-20s, and that was a big move from. So yeah, I learned to be brave and try new things, and that taking risk is a beautiful thing. And through taking risks, you become a lot more confident, and there's lots of beautiful things to come.
Portland, Oregon,
Portland, Oregon.
Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
What do you think led to you wanting to move so far away to such a different culture and biome in general?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I first visited out here when I was 16, and it was the first mountains I'd ever seen, and something awakened in me that I could not shake, and I was like, one day I'm gonna live out there. It's just gorgeous. I mean, it reminds me of the things that I love about the Midwest. You know, you still get like lush green grass, forests, the birds, but also so much more. You know, the trees are bigger, they smell really good. You can get the ocean, you can get the mountains, you can get the desert, like that sort of diversity in a landscape. I've always just felt more like a northern person. I don't even know exactly what that means,
But you
but
like the desert too.
I love the desert too. Yes, I love it all.
So do you think that if your soul, like your being,
Mhm.
was to have like an environment, like ecosystem
I think it would be an alpine lake in July.
in July,
Yes, that
um,
dark blue, sometimes turquoise water. It's
mm,
really cold and refreshing, but the sun is really warm.
wow, you really think highly of yourself, huh?
No, that's my favorite place. Yeah, like that's where I feel most me, most at home. But I will say I really miss the nighttime chorus of the Midwest and that those warm, humid nights with the cicadas and the katydids and the fireflies.
Can you almost smell it?
I can smell it and I can hear it, and there's really nothing better than that. And if you could combine that with an alpine lake at night,
Mm.
man, nothing better.
How much does nature influence the way you experience art?
Yeah, I mean, nature inspires a lot of art, and art feels like a very organic thing for people to do, and it's a very natural expression. Um, and yeah, I find myself just in awe of the beauty of nature, and it is like an artwork, and it's really cool that we get to experience it so deeply, and we're a part of it too. We're part of the artwork.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What's your favorite bird?
Oh my gosh. I've always loved owls. I don't know why. They're just so beautiful to me and elusive, and every time I see one, I feel so lucky.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of that idea that they're wise? What do you think that comes from?
Wow, I remember hearing someone explore that, and I can't remember what they said, but I think it's because, you know, they're these kind of solitary birds and they come out in the evening and at night and it's more mysterious and they have these big eyes, and for some reason I think that all translates to being wise. I don't know.
Yeah,
They have this mature sort of energy, calm energy, sure of themselves almost energy.
they always look really confident. Like, you know what? They never look confused or lost.
Yeah, they always know where they're going. I don't know. It's pretty amazing.
What do you think of the owl in Harry Potter? The
Oh, the snowy owl.
uh-huh.
What's his name? Hedwig?
Hmm.
Yeah, he's beautiful. I always envy the cast for getting to experience working with owls like that. That
Yeah.
must have been so cool. I wish I could have been like the animal handler or coordinator on that set because that would have been really cool.
All right. So, Addison, um, do you believe in ghosts?
Do I believe in ghosts?
Uh,
Um, I don't know. I won't write it off as a impossibility, but I think if I had to say yes or no, it would be no in the sense that like, you know, my grandma, I'm gonna see my grandma's ghost standing in the kitchen, like, no, but
at least you know she would be nice to you.
yes, it would be nice.
Yeah.
Um,
She leaves cookies for you.
yeah, yeah, I don't think that's true, unfortunately. I really wish it was true, I
And when
think.
you lift the cloth, there's like $2 there.
Yes, yeah. She was always putting money in my birthday cards and Christmas cards. Um, maybe. I believe in energy, you know, and who's to say what happens to our energy? Um, yeah, I don't know.
There is one axiom in physics that says that energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to be stereotypical.
And scientists don't know exactly because this has been talked about in philosophy as well,
Hmm.
but they don't know exactly what the soul is,
Yeah.
what it looks like. There is this philosopher who thought the soul had a certain weight because
Hmm.
they waited when a person was about to perish,
Oh,
and then the
wait.
way right after.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were a ghost, what kind of things would you do at night?
um, I think it's funny when people tell stories of like waking up and all their cabinets were open in the kitchen. Like
Mm.
that's just so random. What is that? Like that, and especially to like my loved ones, but maybe in a nicer way, like leave notes or something, or like I don't know, little tokens of something to say that I'm still around.
Would you pull anyone's feet?
No, that's scary. That would freak me out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and you could only do it like maybe like once or twice a year. You can't be
Ugh,
doing it all the time. That would be a little too weird.
that would feel targeted.
It would, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's gotta be a special occasion.
On your birthday?
Yeah, on my birthday.
Where do you think you get your humor from?
Ooh, from you and Katrina?
No,
No.
because it was already
You
been.
guys have made me funnier though.
I think
Do you
we.
think?
No, no. This is my actual answer. I think
I don't know. I think a lot of it comes from like how I've handled my life, and I think that being light um, and laughing a lot really helps me feel more grounded as a person and connected. But my dad was a very goofy guy, and I think I definitely got a lot of humor from him. Although I think his humor might have been a little more dry than mine. Um, but yeah, my family.
your family's so funny. You call them funny.
Yeah, yeah. No, my family's always like really silly and goofy and lighthearted, and I like that. So I have funny friends, and
Who else would be really funny in your life?
ooh, I think Rosemary. To bring her up
Rosemary.
again, she's pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, she's gonna love this interview.
I know she's got to watch it. I don't know. I think all my friends. It might even be a requirement that they're a little bit funny.
Hmm.
I think they're all a little bit funny. And my partner Max, we laugh a lot together. I think I've made him funnier, or at least like loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
The acceptance part,
yeah, the acceptance.
lighthearted.
Yeah, once you open the doors to laughing and being funny, people can be funny.
Your anger is a moment, but have you been in a fight before?
Like a physical fight? No, no,
Were you
I
ever
don't know.
close to getting into one?
No, that just hasn't happened to me. I don't know. I wasn't even in college, like I wasn't a big partier. I would never get like so crazy. Oh, yes, I was a very shy kid. Like people always
Wow.
called me quiet. I was definitely like the shy one. But then I came out of that, I think in high school.
Hmm. Hmm. What happened in high school that made it come out?
Mm, I think I struggled a little bit in elementary school, like with my friend group. Um, I was bullied a little bit, and I just never truly felt content in my early relationships in general, I think.
Hmm.
Um, but then in high school, I met my best friend Brooke and her older sister Mahalia, and we were just like a little trio, and we had so much fun. And I finally felt like seen and accepted, and I think that really brought me out of it. Like having a community really.
So you really just had not met the right people, probably.
Exactly, yeah. Thank you.
Did it burn your finger?
No, that thing really
I
keeps it hot.
I missed then.
Wow. And then going to a college, meeting people from all over. I met some amazing people like Rosemary and my good friend Sarah and Hannah, and yeah, it was great because like shared new experiences together, and shared a love of nature, which was really great.
Yeah. Who do you think loves nature more than you?
Oh, I don't know. That's something you can't quantify.
Have you ever had an argument with a friend about that?
No, but it's kind of funny because like back where I'm from, like some of my small town friends would always call me earthy, and like they're like, "Oh, you're just so earthy." Like, wow, like where you don't even need shoes. You're just so barefoot. Like, well, where's your, you know? And then now moving out to the Pacific Northwest, like I'm definitely not special, which is good. Like that's what I came here for, a good
Well, I'll tell you
community.
what, I don't know many people that are driving hours to do like to see a view or
Oh.
to count footprints, in the snow
Oh, yeah.
on their free time, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about that, like the surveys.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, so I did these, wildlife tracking surveys with Cascadia Wild this winter, and ever since college, I've kind of been out of, like, the scientific slash, like, conservation community, and moving out here, like, sure, I do a lot of that in my free time, but I wanted to do some sort of citizen science program that would allow me to contribute and also meet other people who are interested in the same things. Um, yeah, that's how I found it just by looking it up online. There's so many nonprofits here who do amazing work like that.
Was he in touch with nature also?
Um, it's funny because him and I never really got to talk about that before he passed, but I can tell that he had a relationship of his own with nature because it's reflected in a lot of his artwork. And we grew up on a little house in the country, and I don't think he would have lived out there if he didn't appreciate nature because we were out there.
So I've seen some of his creations when it comes to art.
Oh, he has done a lot of beautiful paintings and sculptures of women, and a lot of the bodies that he used in his art were modeled after my mom's. And I think it's really beautiful to look at those and see her, even though it might not have her face, it's still her form. Um, yeah, there's a couple beautiful paintings that I have at home that are just of women in really almost like fantastical dresses, but they're very simple and they're almost like a Grecian type look. Um, and yeah, those are definitely my favorites, and I'm always gonna treasure those. But it always cracks me up, like for all the beautiful art that he created. Like he was just such a simple guy. Like didn't really embellish himself at all. He just was a true Indiana boy in his blue jeans and like plaid button down shirt. And I remember all the neighbors would just be so like, who is this guy? Like, what is he doing? He's just making this amazing art and living out here in the country. Like, it was just a little random. And even one of his old friends would tell me like, wow, he's doing good work for an Indiana boy, just out there making beautiful things.
What's your favorite form of art to express yourself in?
Ooh, definitely photography. I've always loved photography since I got my first camera. My favorite things to photograph is nature. It's very, very good thing to photograph. It makes it very easy to take a good photo. I used to have one of those really long, oh, mosquito, one of those really long wildlife lenses, and wildlife is coming out
They are.
right now.
They heard their name.
I did. Um, yeah, wildlife is amazing to photograph, and I was starting to actually get somewhere with wildlife photography, but then I lost my camera. It was stolen on the move, and I haven't gotten another one. So I kind of feel out of touch with photography, but a couple of my friends just came and visited, and I got to take their engagement photos, and that kind of gave me a little confidence boost that as soon as that camera's in my hand, I kind of just fall back into it.
Did you feel dusty?
I did a little dusty at first, but I was surprised how quick I just got into it. Yeah, I feel like I'm in my best element when I'm with my camera. It's very grounding and
Yeah.
quiet, and I like to be alone, honestly, when I'm taking those photos.
What do you think that is?
I think especially with wildlife, it takes a lot of patience, and you have to be very quiet. And other people get kind of bored if you because you have to be out there for hours or at the crack of dawn.
So let's say money was not like a factor in your mind.
hmm
What kind of work would you be doing?
I think I would just explore as much of the planet as I could. Like I'm so motivated by new experiences. I think it's just it makes you feel rich with life. Just seeing how other people live, how other animals look, how other environments feel. There's just nothing better. I wish I could explore forever.
Speaking of exploration, You went to the Three Sisters,
I
and you
did.
went to the top
Yes.
of one of them.
Of South Sister.
Okay, South Sister.
Uh-huh.
How was that experience?
Um, it was tough. Being out here has made me realize that you can summit these big volcanoes, and that's not necessarily anything I ever thought I would be doing. Um, but yeah, it's just amazing to be strong and have a body that can carry me up mountains. And then it's so rewarding when you get to the top because you're just above everything else and you can see so clearly and it just feels amazing. But that experience, it didn't feel amazing all the time. It was really hard. It was like a 14-hour journey
Hmm.
and starting at 2:30 a.m., making your way up for 7 hours. Like coming down from that, I felt like all the energy was sucked from me. Like I had
Yeah.
nothing left to give. Like,
How about when it comes to telling your parents what you wanted, entertaining yourself?
ooh, I spent a lot of time alone as a kid. Um, I do think I was kind of a lonely child because my dad was just very immersed in his work, and in grieving my mom, I think he kind of threw himself even more into his art, and that was his way of coping. Um, but he was a good dad, and I almost think he kind of tried to fill the void by buying me literally anything I wanted, and kind of made me a little brat sometimes. But I remember like I had so many animals as a kid, and he would be up working on his art, and for some reason I thought it was funny to like write him notes and slide them under the door when he was working,
Mm.
and I would ask like, "Can I have a puppy?" Okay, he gets me a puppy. Can I have a rat? Gets me a rat. Can I have a lizard? Can I have a frog? Can I have another cat? And it just kept going on, and I had a whole little zoo in my room, and he hardly ever said no.
The dragon, right?
Yeah, the
He's part
bearded
of it.
dragon.
Hmm.
I had little calloused feet as a child, and
Uh-huh.
I would run across the gravel barefoot.
Let's go to years 15 through 22.
hmm
How do you navigate through them, without the traditional support of a traditional mom and dad?
Well, I did have support from my family, my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, and I really leaned a lot on my friends. And my cousin, who I now consider my sister, has been a huge rock to me, and I couldn't imagine life without her. Um, but yeah, I think I did internalize a lot of things, and I kept to myself in a lot of ways, and I think it definitely made me more independent. I had to grow up a lot faster, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Um, I've seen some of my friends who've had more involved parents struggle with the transition to adulthood a little more,
Hmm.
but I think since I struggled with that, earlier than I maybe should have, I was better prepared for it now. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Are there any parts of you, your personality, intangible things about you that you're working on currently?
That's a good question. I think uh taking up space has always been kind of hard for me. I tend to like fall into a space that like has room for me. I'm not I don't feel like I'm the best at creating space for myself.
Hmm.
Um
Like you don't go into a table with your elbows out like this.
yeah, no elbows out. My elbows are in my lap.
Well, you would be the perfect person to have as a middle seat in a plane.
Oh god, but that's the worst. I hate the middle seat. See, I want to sit in the aisle. So yes, taking up space, and then also, and I've been working on this for a while, but I really don't know how hard I've been working because I feel like I haven't gotten any better at it. But
Hmm.
telling stories, I really want to be a good storyteller because I love listening to people tell me about themselves and experiences and things, and
Hmm.
I feel like I often like leave a lot of details out or I skip over things and only mention the things that I think are most interesting cuz again, I think it has to do with taking up space also. I don't want to, take up too much of their time if they might not find what I'm saying interesting. But
Hmm.
when I think about other people and when they tell stories, like I'm here for the boring parts, I'm here for the interesting parts, but there's definitely a mix of and a balance to that art. And some people are really good at it, and I would like to be better.
Yeah.
Take better pictures.
Hmm.
I also kind of want to get ripped. I've never been ripped before,
Hmm.
and I think it'd be fun.
Okay, how about something that you find beauty in that is not so common?
I can't find a lot of beauty in driving, and I feel like a lot of people don't like driving,
Hmm.
but I do because it's very well, depending where you are, it can be a very calming experience. Usually I'm alone, or if you're with someone in the car, like it gives you one-on-one time to chat, or with a group. Um, but I guess I'm thinking more so when I'm alone. It kind of just gives me time to relax and reflect, and I love like looking out the window and seeing things go by. And
Did you see the traffic in Lima, Peru?
I did, yeah. It
Like
was crazy. I didn't drive there though. But
relaxing?
yeah, no, it's like
Oh yeah.
bikes and like I don't know what those vehicles are called that you just like sit in the back of, but then
Oh,
there's someone.
like a tuk tuk?
Yeah, the tuk tuk. Yeah, those are funny. You don't
Yeah.
see those here.
If you had to be a driver, like a professional driver, where that's your job, what driver? What you could be a school driver, you could be F1 driver,
What's that?
Formula One,
Like semis?
Formula One driver.
What does that mean?
You're a racer,
Oh,
like
okay.
you drive for Ferrari and Red Bull and
Oh, okay.
McLaren.
Okay.
You could be a school bus driver. You could be Uber driver.
Okay.
If you had to just pick one.
Um. Well, first of all, I don't think I'd want to drive for my job because sitting down that long is awful. And I don't even like desk jobs or office jobs because sitting down is so rough. Like, I feel like I'm physically ill or falling
There
apart
is
or
a good side.
something.
There is no desk.
Yeah, there's no desk. I guess an Uber driver because I feel like you'd meet some funny people, but also probably have some horror stories.
More freedom too.
More freedom. They're getting worse,
Would you
that's for
still be
sure.
my friend if I had no legs?
Yes, of
Really?
course.
How would we get coffee or something?
I would just wheel you out in your chair. I could push you.
Wow. Um. Well, that
You
speaks
already
well.
don't want to hike Mount Adams with me, so it wouldn't make a difference if you don't have legs.
Me not going is equivalent to me being handicapped.
Yeah.
The years seem bright green.
Yes.
I want to go back to that. When do those years end with those people?
With the bright green?
Hmm.
Hmm. I would say after college, but the green still carried into post college, but maybe turned more light blue. I think because I calmed down a little bit. I really enjoyed college, but I was a little bit on edge the whole time, just because school is kind of difficult, and all that newness and growth can be exciting, but a little bit overwhelming too.
How important is it to endure suffering in your life when it comes to the character building?
Well, I do say that a lot. Like if something bad happens or something unideal is happening, I'm always like, "Wow, it's good character building.
You just
It's
got
good for
stronger.
you."
Uh-huh.
Um, and I think it's important. It makes you resilient as a person, more adaptable, because there's always going to be things that go wrong. But it's also a lot about your perspective too.
What made you pick philosophy? And then what do you apply now in your life that that you learned? Maybe something from those years.
Ooh, yeah, because I went to a liberal arts college and they required us to take at least one philosophy class. And that was my first exposure to that sort of thing. And taking that intro class was really an eye opener. And it was my first time learning about how to think and what methods of thinking there are. And it really opened my world. And I definitely hold on to that. And I thought it was very interesting. And my college also had environmental philosophy classes. And honestly, I think out of all the 5 classes I took, 4 were environmental. So it kind of just made sense for me to take them. And it brought like a new approach to all the science classes I was taking because science is hard for me.
It's kind of rigid, huh?
It's rigid, yeah. So like, bringing the philosophy in was a nice balance. I'm glad to have had exposure to it because I think a lot of people don't, and I'm thankful for that.
Hey, if I was superintendent of some county,
Hmm.
I would first requirement add philosophy for children.
Yeah, these
Mm.
mosquitoes are eating me up.
Um, that's why you just need to do like me and get HIV. Here's a question for you, Addy. Okay, so earlier you said that laughing is important for
Hmm.
you. How important is crying for you?
Oh, wow. I think it's important to have emotional releases whenever you think is necessary. Um, yeah, I definitely cry, and I think the older I'm getting, the more emotional I'm getting.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know what that means necessarily, but I think
It's
it's
interesting for sure.
it is interesting. Yeah.
Lights do you feel after?
That depends, like sometimes you're on a cycle and you just feel exhausted, and then at the drop of a pen you cry again, and then you're crying again, and I don't know. That can be rough, but after a good cry, you do feel light because anything in comparison to how you were just feeling
Hmm.
feels good.
Or something like that for them?
Um, yeah, I think I have some friends who like maybe don't believe in themselves enough or feel confident enough to like truly pursue their dreams and like live the life they want to live. Um, I have some friends who are very comfortable, like where they have been their whole lives, and that's amazing. But then I see a lot of like discomfort in them as well, and wanting more, and wanting to experience something else, and they just kind of don't listen to that side. They keep going with the comfortable side, and I think that's fine. But I would hate to see people live with regrets, and maybe we'll all have regrets of some sort, but um, I think letting anxiety run your life can be really hard. And I mean, I had to kind of force myself to take the leap to move out here, and that was really risky, but um, I'm glad for it. I think I would live with regret if I never did that because that was something that was important to me. So yeah, I would like to see my loved ones believe in themselves more and take more risks. I think, not to say that they don't, but I think everybody could use a little more.
Yeah, a little push of bravery.
Yeah, who cares? And you can always come back. Like I tell myself that all the time. I tell my friends that all the time. Like you can return to your comfort,
Oh
whether
yeah,
it's
yeah.
physical or mental. Like,
Could someone return to an office job if they went for a year and had like the most amazing time? Uh,
well, that's playfully, um, meaningfully, but also lightly, lovingly. I don't know. It depends, on so many things. But life is really great, and it's really scary too. But I think we're meant to live our truth in our life, whatever that means for us. And for me, I think it means taking risks, having lots of fun, working as hard as I need to work to live the life I want to live. And of course, I'm still figuring that out. Um, but yeah, I just community. Life is meant to be lived with community.
I think so too.
That's been a big topic of this interview, huh?
It is so important,
Friendship
Addy.
and community.
It is so important
It is.
in my neighborhood where I grew up. There's a lot of poverty there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but even the most depressed or lonely person,
Mm-hmm.
they still get 2 or 3 good mornings
Yeah.
If they go to the store to just buy their bread and that's the
Mm,
only time they go out,
yeah.
the lady will say good morning to them and will smile at them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That is a pattern that I've seen when I've traveled.
Mhm.
The societies that have closer communities, they seem to, there's a correlation to how happy they look, at least.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's a very human thing to need community.
Here's the final question for you. So,
Oh, you're never gonna get my answer.
all right. So, I personally admire many things about you, Addy. How you pick your friends, how you treat them, and the things you feel and say about them. Mm. If you had to invite everyone who knows you, everyone who has known you, everyone who's met you, everyone who you know currently, if you had to
Mhm.
invite them um, to be as happy as you are, or simply as content as you are, what would you tell them so that they can live their life the way Addy does?
Wow, that's a good question. It's a very thoughtful question. Um, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people who gravitate towards me, and this works for a lot of people in relationships, they have the same qualities that I have already. Or if they don't, maybe they want them, or, they enjoy them, those qualities in their orbit. Because, like minds attract for sure. Um, and so I think my friends are already a little bit like predisposed to my influence, and I am to their influence as well. Um, so yeah, I think I would just keep, creating new memories with them and sharing thoughts, sharing feelings, experiencing the world together, and I think that in itself teaches a lot of life lessons. So yeah, my favorite thing is learning through experience, and I can't stress enough, like, you should really prioritize experiences and going out of your comfort zone, because it's true, like, when you get too comfortable, like, growth is hard. Um, but yeah, I think just keep taking risks, keep trying to be brave, um, and a lot of beautiful things will come from that.